everybody. Welcome to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond, and this is Thoughtful Thursday. It is a big, huge week yet again. Last week, I talked about like the crazy energies and the karmic wrap up and the intensity of it all. And I don't think that it has decreased. I think it's just different. So I got to talk about it again because every single day I have somebody that either I'm working with, a client or friends or family that reach out and say, what the heck is going on? What's going on in the universal energy? And so if you're into astrology, you'll know that there's actually a lot going on with planetary alignments and working through, woundings and the intensity that's coming up through like it depends on your sign, I suppose, but everybody's kind of affected. But I want to talk to you about the fact that what Spirit brought in was that what we're doing right now is so big for energy movement and like what is going down that it goes beyond what's right in front of our faces. Okay, so there's three different kind of main focuses that Spirit wants me to touch on today. Number one is like current energetic vibes that's happening and how when we're doing major karmic work, it can feel really intense, obviously. It's not like we came into this life during this incarnation through this huge like global upgrade and it's just going to be one of those like sleeper lives. If you're watching this, you didn't sign up for a sleeper life. You didn't. You signed up to lead the way. You signed up to reconnect with Source. And not only that, but help others reconnect with Source. And not only that, is break patterning, cycles, ancestral trauma, fears that we absorbed in ourselves when we were babies from our mom's mom or our father's father or down the line, right? There is so much, so many layers to this healing that we can't possibly have it, number one, all figured out, because I don't think we all have it figured out. And number two, it's not really figure outable. So let's break it down, okay? I've talked about this study that was done before. There's a really cool university study that was done that showed the effects of fear on our offspring. So they had a rat, they fed it cherries, loved cherries, then they started zapping it. I don't love this, but they started like giving it negative reinforcement every time that it ate a cherry, so it would get zapped or something. All of a sudden, the not only did the rat develop a fear of the cherry, but couldn't digest it, got very sick from it, and then wouldn't go near it. Okay, then rat has babies. 100% of the offspring wouldn't eat cherries. Then grandbabies, we got like high number, like 85 or something like that. These numbers I'm just making up, not the first number. The first number was 100%. But as it went down the line, like way down the line, there were still rats that would have adversities to cherries or not like it when at the beginning, like rats have this like love of cherries. Okay. So this is a great example of the epigenetics that scientists are starting to study on how we carry trauma and fear in our physical body that isn't even from an experience that we had. Okay. And then you want to take that further? What about the lives in which we lived before? So when we choose to come into this incarnation, we choose this physical vessel, we choose to bring with us the cellular remembrance that is coming from generations before. Also, the karmic remembrance of lifetimes before. And here's the kicker. Earth's evolution right now is requiring that we start to wrap these things up. We're ending cycles. We are transmuting fears and resistances that isn't even ours, let alone ours. Okay? So when I say this, I don't mean to bring it on like it's some kind of like fear inducing. That's literally the last thing we need is more fear. But I'm just trying to bring awareness, because if we are then now aware of what is happening through this, and then we have this ability to become the observers in our life and start to observe how this is playing out, how we have an irrational fear to this, or we have a belief system that is so restricting on our freedom that it is creating us to have this stifling kind of like resistancy, whether like the big thing that we're seeing is money. Like we are conforming to a perspective of scarcity that is being reinforced by our current existence and our current like governments and our current like beliefs, but also that we're carrying from the ancestors who came in, got a plot of land with not a penny to their name, and they're having to develop this and grow food, and then they also have 12 babies. Like, there is a lot that is getting evoked in our systems, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, that is damn near too much, like overwhelmingly much, that we are starting to see it affect us in our nervous system, our health, our wellness. But here's the thing, it's not all for naught. It is to be transmuted. It is to be brought in, amalgamated, transmuted, cleared, so that we can then set forward on this path of least resistance. Okay, so if we're starting to observe that some of the daily thoughts that we're bringing from the subconscious into our conscious awareness of, I don't have enough money to do this. What am I going to do? I'm screwed. And like, how am I going to pay my bills? I have a child going into university, and how am I going to be able to pay their tuition? What's going to happen? I need to work more. I need to work more, blah, blah, blah. These, sometimes we need to just detach from, separate from, in order to observe all of the belief systems that we are continually bringing forward and validating with our thoughts on a daily basis. But here's the kicker, is that it wouldn't come up right now if it wasn't meant to be released, if it wasn't meant to be worked through. Okay? Because it's actually not as much work as we think either. Because observing it and having that awareness of it is the biggest piece in order for us to say no more. I don't want to feel broke anymore. I don't want to worry anymore. So instead, I'm going to do something funky where every time there's a bill that comes in and I'm going to pay it, I'm not going to be like, oh shit, there's only $400 left in this certain account that I'm going to pay this bill, and I'm going to say, thank you so much for the feeling I have on being able to pay this bill. I am so grateful that I am putting this gas in my car so that I can drive. I'm so grateful that I have this money to go into this car, and I'm going to drive to where I need to go because I've got gas in my car. Oh, that feels good. I'm so grateful that I have the money to pay my cell phone bill, because this cell phone brings me my ability to connect with my loved ones, maybe get my work done, play my music, get me from A to B, whatever it might be. I'm so grateful I paid my utility bill this month, because it creates the warmth in my home to be able to live exactly that, like that luxurious warmth life that I am so worth it. I'm so worth it to be able to live in a house that I can turn on the heat, because I love that heat. Okay, so if we actually start to change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. I've said it a million times. And this is like I would say it's an urgent message, because Spirit is like, guys, we're getting too far down the toilet of scarcity. It was meant to come to the surface because we were meant to clear it, but it's not meant to engulf us in the fear that isn't even ours in the first place, that is so brought forward by unconscious thought that was given to us from someone else, not even in this lifetime. So what if we allow ourselves the grace to be able to just take a huge step back from the overwhelmingness of scarcity, resistancy, worthiness, all of it? What if we just take a giant step back from that? Go into gratefulness in the things that normally cause us fear. So paying bills, okay? Let's like lean hard into the gratefulness of the things that would normally bring us fear. Because what that does is it completely changes the energetic frequency in that connection, allowing the resistancy bands to lighten up a bit. Then what happens? It opens up the spout. It opens up the energetic fluidity that allows us the connection of love, that allows us the connection of ultimate receptivity that is our birthright. We didn't come in to be human to get sick from stress. That is literally not what we came in to do. But unconscious thought leads us down that path. Okay? Then, this is the other thing Spirit is wanting me to say, is that you throw in kind of the generation that is watching this, that has this unconscious feeling that we have to take care of everything in our life. I'm seeing more and more and more this perception that we as light workers, if we're awakened, have this like need that it's our duty to carry everybody's stuff. And then you add that to like relationships, marriages, parenthood, work, responsibilities, at the school, parents, friends, family, blah, 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 blah. Like a lot of us I know are taking care of other people, taking care of family members who need us. But then we also have to do this. We have to take care of the pets. We have to take care of the kids. We have to take care of the schedule. And we have to do this because we're good people. And we said we would, and the world would not survive without us. Like, stop. I need everybody right now, just take a deep breath, okay? Literally stop. You didn't come here to carry everybody else's stuff. You didn't come here to have to heal everybody else's wounds. Okay? It's a fine line between coming here as a leader and a way shower, between being a fixer, like the compensatory strategy where you think your worthiness lies in making sure everybody else is okay. No, it's not how it works. It's like the more that we believe that we need to get it done, the more that we invite ourselves into the martyr energy, and that doesn't do us any good. And less is more. If you can't take care of yourself and your nervous system, and you start giving yourself some damn grace and ease for your daily practices and your daily needs, then all of a sudden the walls start just expanding a little bit. Like, what would it feel like if you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to just stop you there. I don't have the mental capacity to be able to give you what you need right now. I understand what you need, but going inside, I know I don't have it. And so this isn't a lack of love for you, and this isn't a lack of caring. It's literally a lack of capacity within myself. I do not have the liquid in the cup that you need to fill yours. So I love you, but I gracefully step back from your request because I need to fill this cup and I need to recharge. What would happen? Might be uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, you literally have no other choices. And so the reason why everything feels like so much is because we're getting to the point of like squeezing out the parts that are still in our system, that are in our cells, that are in our nervous system, that are in our subconscious, that need to be released. But it's not going to be released by working harder at it. I've been working so hard at releasing karma. No, less is more. Because you can't do the work when you're at full capacity with mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, when you're like tapped out. Take a step back. You're not responsible for the world's responsibilities. You can't do more with less. Now it's time to observe where it shows up in your body. Where are your alarm clocks? Is it anxiety? Is it insomnia? Is it physical? Are you holding it physically? Observe it first. Say, I choose you. I'm going to take care of your vessel. I'm going to take care of your space. Higher self, true self, formed self that came here to have this experience. I ask for the grace of your presence in who I actually am in order to rebalance my system so that I can step forward for myself to live this human existence in the full capacity that I'm here to live it in. Gratefulness, freedom, love. Okay? And then by doing that is then altering our daily thoughts of scarcity and fear and worthiness into full capacity of receptivity and gratitude. You don't have any other choices. This is it. So that's what this flip side of the coin is. Shadow, light, shadow, light. We're in our shadow because that's what needs our tending to. We don't realize that the actual healing comes from the shadow. We just want to flip the damn coin so we can see the light. The healing comes from ultimately full accepting the shadow and saying, I see you. All right, let's pay these bills. All right, let's tell this narcissist that I'm not in charge of your happiness anymore. Let's tell the needy adult child that we have, you know what? I love you, but I'm not responsible for the choices that you make anymore. I'm not going to give you the fish. I taught you how to fish. I love you, but I'm letting you know that I'm on my own island now. Yeah, that's tough. But we need to start making these self-honoring choices, because if we don't, we're just in this feedback loop of like fear and resistancy and pain. So it's so present right now because this is our gift to see what still needs our full acceptance and love. Do you have any questions about this? Please reach out. I hope this hits home. Listen to it again if you need to, because it's got some intensity to it. I don't mean to sound like I was yelling at you. This is just like urgent. Spirit's like, I'm like, I talked about this last week. Doesn't matter. This needs to be hit home. And some of us are literally at our breaking point. So you don't have any other choice other than to put the heavy bags down. Okay? We're not human thinkers. We're not human doers. We're human beings. So be in your truest form and allow all aspects of self to come forward and receive those aspects with love and acceptance. Don't try to turn them away because they bring fear. Look at those parts of self and say, I totally accept and love the part of myself that's so damn scared to quit this soul gripping job that is like eating away at the very essence of who I am. Okay, I'm going to connect with myself, and I'm going to know that by creating ultimate love and acceptance of who I am is going to only lead me in the right direction. And whatever I need to let go of that is out of alignment with that, it might be full of what ifs, but if they are fear statements, I strongly encourage you to see how you can see them through the eyes of acceptance. Okay? I hope this makes sense. I love you. Share this video with anybody who needs it. And let me know. You tell your story. Put it in the comments. Tell your story. Gosh, I've gotten some like really great wholehearted feedback and stories and examples of people who are like so vulnerable that they're showing up and they're like, this is all I got left. Right? You came here for this. You came here for this moment. So live it. Okay, don't let it pass you by. And breathe. I love you. Tune in Saturday. I have my healing sound vibrations that come through every Saturday. And those are, they're channeled frequency sounds that, like, I have guides that have come in specifically for this, for the channeling of sound. So they give me the sounds that I'm to do in order to give it to you. If you want a personalized sound treatment, a personalized sound healing, please reach out at Avalon Spirit, and you can book a personalized reading and a personalized sound channel for you. And then you get your own personalized link that is only for you and you have for life. Okay? I love you, and I hope this resonated, and I will see you next week. Good luck out there.